and welcome to Life at the Met, a show all about Belfast Metropolitan College and its students. I'm Georgia Taggart.
And I'm Lee McErlane, and coming up in today's programme.
Graduation Day, one of the highlights of the academic year for our higher education students. We'll bring you a flavour of this fantastic day of celebration.
We'll look at over 50 years of journalism training at Belfast Met, from the old manual typewriters back in the day to today's training in 21st century digital journalism.
And if you're thinking of upskilling and taking a course at the college, we have all the information you need about how to enrol.
That's all coming up later, but first, Graduation Day is a landmark for students. It's a time to celebrate achievement and the end of all that studying.
Belfast Met Graduation Day was held a few weeks ago, and here's a look at some of the highlights of the day. Nearly 300 students gathered for two ceremonies at Titanic Belfast with friends and family to mark this very special day and receive their award. They heard college's Chief Executive and Principal, Marie-Therese McGivern, tell graduates that being at the college has given them tools and tenacity to problem solve and to deal with the uncertainties that the world may hold. We have not given you a map, she said, but a compass so that you can navigate the future. For many, it was a day that they'll never forget.
Today was a really important day for me. I've been working really hard over the past 2 years to achieve my level 5 in leadership and management within health and social care. It's now a requirement across the health and social care sector, so it meant a lot today that I have put in so much work and so much time, and today I'm able to walk away with a really good qualification that I'll be able to use right across Northern Ireland. So it means the world, and I'm dead shocked.
I would recommend people to study at Belfast Metropolitan College. The lecturers are so amazing. They'll help you through your studies. Wherever you are struggling, they will assist you. To better your grade. And I'm a typical example of that.
At every graduation ceremony, the college awards a special honorary fellowship to an outstanding individual, recognising a significant contribution they've made to our city. This year's award went to Patrick McAlliskey, Managing Director of cloud provider Novosco.
This has never happened to me before, so getting an honorary fellow, it was something very foreign. I'd been to graduations before, but I hadn't been to one where I was personally involved. And I think it's fantastic to see the number of people, particularly IT sector. You can see that there's a buzz, there's a future benefit to the Northern Ireland economy with IT graduates. So hopefully lots of the people there today who graduated will end up potentially as employees of Novosco or just being employed in the IT sector. So there's a real buzz about the Belfast Met, and there's also a real buzz here today. So it was great to be involved in it, and I'd like to thank Belfast Met for giving me that opportunity.
We asked Mr McAlliskey, as an employer, what advice would he give to those graduating and new to the job market?
Continue to develop your soft skills throughout your life. So, practicing the things that are really important. When you give your first impression to somebody in an interview, having a firm handshake is so important. Finding a job that you truly love. So finding something that you really gets you up in the morning that doesn't feel like work. I think that's the ultimate, is find something that you love doing, make it your career, and then it'll never feel like work. And I suppose finally always have the ability to say yes. So, when you get these things, sometimes it's easy to just go, nah, I'm not going to do that. But, who knows what might happen when you say yes.
That was Patrick McAlliskey of Novosco, and joining us now is Elaine Harton, Belfast Met's Chief Operating Officer. Well, it looks like it was a great day.
It was a fabulous day. Graduation is one of my favourite days of the college year. And it's just so much fun to be involved in it, and it's a real honour to work in an organisation that changes so many lives, and to be part of that is just a real privilege for me.
I'm sure a lot of organisation goes in. Could you tell me a bit more about that?
A huge organisation, it's a real team effort. Everybody in the college comes together, led by the marketing team under the leadership of Michelle Macaulay. We've been doing it for 110 years, so I think we do have a track record, and people know what to do. However, like anything that goes well, people underestimate the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes on it. And thankfully there were no hiccups, and everything went really smoothly, and others assume it's easy, and it's not.
There must be a real sense of pride for the tutors and staff.
Oh, there absolutely is, and I think that's really evident within the graduation ceremony. We do a vox pop of from staff right across the college who've been involved with students. And it's always very funny, and it's always very endearing. And you can see whenever you watch the graduation, the graduates actually responding. In some of those areas where there's smaller classes, they name every learner. And I just think that personal touch is really, really important. And the sense of pride from everyone, you know, we have receptionists, we have our library staff, we have some of our estate staff talking on that and acknowledging, you know, how important the students are and how proud everybody in the college is. And I have to say, I'm very proud to be part of an organisation that does that.
How does the college decide who to honour every year from the community?
The college objective is to deliver both economic development and social inclusion. So whenever we take a look at the community and people that we'd like to honour, we try to find people who actually represent or have made changes across both or one of those areas. So this year we had a long list of people, and we go through it against those who we believe have made a contribution to economic development and or social inclusion. So Patrick McCalskey, given his role in developing an Indigenous Northern Ireland business that has now got global reach, was a really important contributor to that. And Patrick not only works with industry in Northern Ireland, he's also done quite a lot of contributions to the college itself. And given we do a lot of IT work, we're very hopeful that many of our graduates will actually end up working with Patrick or companies like his.
What was the highlight of the day for you?
Highlight of the day for me, there's so many as you go through the entire day. I just love the pomp and ceremony of the whole thing. I love the fact you get dressed up in a gown. Like, how many people have a job where you get to wear a gown and get dressed up and do that? I love all of that, and that's a very personal thing. I think for me it is seeing how excited and happy and proud everybody is to be there. The graduates are there, but so are their family and friends and their loved ones, and seeing that joy, and especially whenever people are going up, because it can be quite sombre and everybody's very serious. And then occasionally you'll get a whip from the crowd where somebody just can't contain their excitement, and it's just wonderful to feel that joy and see that. I think personally for me, I have the privilege of actually handing out the certificates at one of the ceremonies, and to be able to personally congratulate over 200 graduates on the day is a real privilege. And I always love doing that, and I almost try to fight with my colleagues to get to do both ceremonies, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to.
Is there any stories of students who have interesting achievements to you?
I don't think there's any student in the Belfast Met who doesn't have an interesting story. I think everybody's got their own story in their own life. So everybody's got an interesting story. Many journeys have not been easy. Many of the people who come to Belfast Met come because they haven't been successful in whatever they've done before, and for some the college is a second chance. And every story, whenever you dig in behind it, will have something there. Probably highlights for me this year, there was one graduate who'd had a baby who was weeks old, who was actually at the ceremony with her, and I think that was absolutely fantastic. And I'm a mother myself. To think that you would be able to get yourself to graduation while pregnant and having a small child, that is a real achievement. And then we had quite a number of staff who actually received certificates and had graduated, and I think that's a real sign that learning never stops.
Lee and myself are graduating in the next couple of years. Do you have any advice for us?
I think overall graduation is a real achievement, actually getting to graduate, and it's a milestone in the journey as you go through. Looking at the time across that journey and, you know, your course and everything you do, and that is part of that journey, I think enjoy it. I think grab every opportunity that comes your way. Within the college we're very lucky because we've got lots of industry specialists who actually teach. And those people you can learn so much from, not necessarily just in the classroom, but also by taking advice and asking them for their advice and direction as they go forward and they work through it. In terms of the actual graduation day itself, it's absolutely enjoy it. You know, make sure you celebrate it with your loved ones and your people there and your colleagues. And the other lovely thing about graduation is it happens after the course is finished, so it's a chance to reconnect. And the friends that you make at college or university or wherever you are, many of those will go through you in your life and your career. So making those connections and keeping them open are really important. And you know, it's about having fun, and a really practical one is make sure your heels aren't too high.
Well, Elaine, it was lovely hearing from you today. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, that big day isn't far away for both of us. We're looking forward to graduating with a HND in broadcast journalism.
Belfast Met has been training journalists for 50 years. Just before we introduce our next guest, here's a quick message from one of our most famous.
Hello, I'm Eamon Holmes, and yes, I made it at the Met too. Though back in 1979 we called it the College of Business Studies. Well, we didn't call it the College of Business Studies, we called it the College of Knowledge, which was somewhat ironic. But anyway, no, we did it there. I was doing my NCTJ, my journalism course there at the time, and that prepared me for a career in journalism and doing wonderful jobs like the one I'm doing today here from the This Morning studio. And it was the foundation for any legal knowledge that I have, for any typing ability that I have, but sadly not for any shorthand that I have, because I never possessed that skill. I never got very far with shorthand, nor indeed have I ever had a need for shorthand. But there we go. I was taught it anyway there at the College of Business Studies. And what I learned back then obviously did stay with me throughout life and throughout my professional career. You'll hear people like me reminiscing about the past and the history of the Met. But remember, it is people like you who are the future and what the Met is all about. And the Met has been leading the city of Belfast to work for 110 years. I am the past, you are the future. Go out there, represent the Met well, and good luck. So from me to you, yeah, I made it at the Met too.